Hello everyone, so I have another action for you today to download for free. It is, like so many of the others, it is a combination like learning tool because it kind of gives you an idea of how to use a potentially more complicated layer stack, but it also can be used for production, potentially anyway. I'm going to walk you through it today because it's just one of the many things you can do to control the different ranges of an image, luminosity ranges, to try to accomplish something. Today's something is in fact sharpening. Now we're using the high pass method of sharpening, so I'm going to show you that in just 1 minute. But let's go ahead and run the action and I'll walk you through it. Here we go. NBP, try, range, smart sharpening. You should be either on the background layer or on a flattened copy of your image because that's how the high pass function works. So it's just a good idea to stamp to a new layer and then run this if you have workflow below it, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and run it and see what we get. Doesn't take too long to set up, and then we're going to show you what I mean. So a bunch of sharpening has happened, and for the most part, it's too much. This image is already done, and there's a little bit of sharpening on it already, so it's too far. But I figured for the video, it's a good demo, even though it's too much. Let me show you what's going on here. All right, so over here, by default, it starts you on the midtones, but you have highlights and you have shadows. Now, this is not doing anything to brighten, highlight, darken shadows. No. This is the range at which these sharpening effects occur. Now, like I said, it's the high pass sharpening method. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely look that up. It's a pretty common method to sharpen. There's others, but you know, it works well, especially if you already have a sharp image and you just want to refine some of the edges. All right. So again, I'll repeat, this starts off too strong, but that is the entire point. Now, each one of these copies of the image that's had high pass run on it, shifted, or rather it had the layer turned to hard light. That's how the high pass function works for sharpening. And then it's also, all of them are smart objects, right? This allows us to have smart filters on it. Because of that, now, for example, shadows, if I turn it off and on, off and on, you notice that, of course, the shadows have sharpening on it. But if I double click where it says high pass, I can actually change that. So instead of an 8 radius, let's say I put a 16 radius. Now it's a lot stronger, right? Now in the world of high pass sharpening and really all sharpening, more is not necessarily better. You got to find your balance. So let's see if I put it like the shadows on a 6. Let's go to our midtones, double click that one, maybe a little less on that one as a 3. And the highlights, I don't mind it at 2, but I'm going to put it on 1.5. So off, on. It's all very, very strong. But like all my functions, there are flexible things, including, of course, the number one, opacity. So if you go to shadows and you change it to like 50%, you go to your midtones, maybe you try like a 65%. Already, we're controlling the sharpening a little bit better, but we're not going crazy on the highlights. We don't want a whole lot of sharpening on the highlights because that's a very small 1.5 radius. For example, if you make it a 15, you can see the highlights woke up a lot stronger right here, right? So we can just put that back down to like a 1.5. and keep the highlights nice and smooth, and we still have sharpening going on. Now, I'm going to put everything back to 100% opacity because we also have blend if. You'll notice the little squares next to each layer. That means blend if is on. So if I go to the shadows and double click the squares, we open up the layer style. Look at the blend if down here, underlying layer, okay? You can see that it's focused on the shadows and then blends up to the mid-range. So that sharpening effect is really strong in the deepest shadows and then goes up and casually blends away into, you know, the mid-range, if you will. So it's not just a hard edge, right? Same with the highlights. Double click the double click the double squares and you have the highlights down here are focused there. Now the midtones a little differently, looks a little different on oops, wrong button, on blend if, but as you can see, it's set up for mid-range. Now, of course, because it's blend if, all of that is modifiable. So if you come to your blend if, for example, on the shadows, you can really focus it on the deepest shadows. You can extend the range more into the mids. Let's say you want to keep it sort of there. On the highlights, you can, oops, did that wrong button again. On the highlights, you can make it here, right? And the mid, like I said, the midtones is a little different to understand, but here again, you can expand the range into more into the shadows, into more into the highlights. You can make it a little stronger in the middle with less of an overlap. You can do anything that blend if can do. So this is a way to sharpen the different core luminosity ranges, shadows, mids, and highlights, right? But you also can choose that luminosity range with blend if. So let's go ahead and put it back to the default so we can kind of illustrate that again. Delete it, we're gonna run it again. So it sets up everything a little too strong. We have high pass on shadows set to 8. High pass on midtone set to 4, and you can probably guess highlights is set to 2. This is all to get you started. Almost certainly, when you first run it, it's going to be too strong. And that's the point. The idea here is to, like I said, potentially use it for production, cool. But you can also see how you can really tailor a quick layer stack. To me, this is a relatively small one. A quick layer stack when you want to tailor and dial in your sharpening or any other function really. But when you want to dial in your sharpening and you're not entirely sure, you want to set up a tool set over here as a layer stack and you want to dial in exactly what you want. These kind of things, these kind of layer stacks are not necessarily use it every single shot type of situation, okay? At least in my opinion. But every now and then I'm like, I really need to get the sharpening just right on this. So I will run a layer stack like this or create one, specifically for the range that I need. But I'm going to give you guys this action today. Download for free, of course. Try it out. Like I said, mostly it's a learning lesson. I find that a lot of my students still get intimidated by large layer stacks. I understand that, believe me, I have seen actions that have 200 or 300 layers, okay? And they're really, really technical. And I'm not saying you need that. And I'm not saying that, well, there's what's wrong with your work. You don't have a hugely complicated action. No, that would be silly. But sometimes it can be so useful and breed creativity when you decide you want a full control of something like this. Can't be intimidated by it. Try it, learn it, play with it. You can leave this, you can close it and leave it sort of hovering on top. Close it. There you go. Keep it hovering on top while you're doing color work underneath or something like that, right? Just keep in mind that when you sharpen with high pass, you really need a final edit of your image in terms of cleanup, because if you duplicate the final image that you have and then you sharpen it using high pass, you're going to sharpen problems if you haven't edited them out. So just make sure you have a cleanup done. You can sharpen after your color work, which I recommend, or you can work color work underneath your sharpening. Doesn't matter. It's all here. So any questions, of course, leave a comment below. There are no rules to any of this. I really love all your feedback. I like how you guys have been downloading these actions and then come back and say, oh, I modified it this way. Or actually, I've done that, but I haven't done quite like this. Or the feedback is great. We encourage that communication. So download below. Questions, leave a comment.